what would you say would be the most important part today in 2024 that you have to do with social media?
How many times have you seen SEO is dead, work on Facebook ads, work on Google ads? Like, don't focus on that. That's crap.
Today, if you're not doing content, I feel like you're going to be in trouble. Okay, so in this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about social media and how I guess we could leverage it with business.
Marketing side of things.
Yeah. So today, it feels like every business is leveraging social media, right?
Well, the smart ones, or if you have any business or anything, I mean, what we even kind of teach people when they're starting a service business is when you're looking for your name, right? If you get a name, go to GoDaddy, make sure that the URL is available, the domain name's available, and then immediately go to Facebook, Instagram, all the social media sites, and make sure that that's available too so that you can have it, right? And if you don't necessarily even plan on promoting or using social media for marketing in your business, it's great to have those. So when somebody Googles your business, that front page, that first page is all going to be you, and it all comes up as your name. So,
because how many times have you Googled someone, right? The name, and then you couldn't find anything about them, or vice versa. You see all of it come out, right?
Well, that's another, I'm glad you brought that up, because if I'm looking for something and I Google it and only their website comes up and maybe like a shoddy looking Facebook page, I don't have the best trust in that business, whether it's a restaurant or, a product company or anything, right? But on the reverse, if I see when I Google their website and then all the social media pages and product review and they're like everywhere, then I know that they're taking it seriously and I could trust them.
They've been around for a while, possibly.
Right.
Yeah, at least there's some kind of presence, right?
Yeah.
So we already know that social media, it has to be done for every business. Now, what would you say would be the most important part today in 2024 that you have to do with social media?
Post at least once a week.
So content.
Content is always, Gary V, this guy screaming content for the last 10 plus years, right? When he started Wine Library on YouTube, content is key. If you want to be reputable in your space, you got to put out the content. And consistency with it too. If you can't commit to daily, well, do at least 3 times a week, but make sure you're doing it those 3 times and that your content is quality. You could even repost other people's content, whether it's on Twitter or Instagram or what else. But yeah, content, you have to.
So why do you think content is so important today?
Because all of us are like this. We're always stuck to our phones and we're always glued to it, right? The other episodes that we talked about raising kids and social media,
Yep.
We're all in the digital space. We're always on our phones. So if your business is not popping up all the time when people aren't even looking, then how are they going to find you if they don't know about you, right? How many times have I found, or you have found, a company by just scrolling and not looking for something and then being like, ooh, I like this. I'm going to save it and come back to it later.
Many times.
All the time.
All the
right?
time.
I found so many great businesses like that. And that's why it works, because it's when you least expect it, are you going to get a customer?
And it could be very, very cost effective, right? When
Sure.
you're doing content, because it just depends how you're producing it. If you're by yourself, there are people on social media that are putting out content just themselves. Maybe they'll just buy a nice little camera or whatever, and it won't cost them much, right? And the potential is millions of views.
Right.
So today, if you're not doing content, I feel like you're going to be in trouble. Okay.
Right.
Not to say that you cannot build a business without doing content, but in terms of marketing, I think it comes as the second best thing. What would you say would be the first best?
See, I would put that
tricky.
I would put that at the top.
It is, because it was kind of a tricky question. The product itself is the number one, right? Because if you have a product
Or service.
then you got word of mouth, right? Which
Yeah.
would be kind of combined as one. And however the word of mouth comes, whether it's through social media or one-on-one, conversations with people, that is whatever, right? It will come as it comes. But product and word of mouth is number one. And then number 3 or 2, you would put content, right? So you have to be doing content. I mean, even for ourselves, how did we grow Booking Koala?
Manual word of mouth, cold emailing, cold outreach. And then it went into marketing stuff.
Yeah,
Email lists and content.
Yeah, so it basically at first was product first and then word of mouth, right? And no one's going to do word of mouth if you don't have a good product, right?
Well, the word of mouth essentially started with, it was your story, building King of Maids using whatever software you used in the very beginning and building it. Well, Booking Koala originally was for King of Maids.
Yep.
And you had people reaching out to you to franchise it or license it from you or buy it off you completely and use it for their business. So it was already proven that it worked, obviously, for you. And then others who saw it wanted it. So that helped get into the word of mouth.
Exactly. The first initial hand of customers, and then they kind of went to their friends because they all know people probably in the same space and told them, hey, I'm using this. You should try it out. And that's how the initial traction began, right?
Right.
And then later, social media, right? Because now it also still kind of plays hand in hand because you want to leverage social media and word of mouth together, right? Like that's where the Facebook group kind of came in, where it was like just a bunch of people that are already using the product. And then there's newcomers coming into the group, however way you bring them in there, right? Whether it's ads or some kind of free promotions, different content, pushing them to the group. And then you got the people that are kind of already your users, which in a way is word of mouth because they're kind of trying to convert them, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like playing a mix of both, right? It's like two things playing into one. So you have to have the product and you have to do some kind of content strategy behind it. Now, we'll do a separate video on SEO, but would you say that is as strong of a marketing tool
I think
as social media?
It's weird because I wouldn't say it's underlooked, but a lot of people are, how many times have you seen SEO is dead, work on Facebook ads, work on Google ads, like don't focus on that. That's crap. It's kind of like going into the stock market, right? What do they always say? Diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all your marketing dollars into Facebook ads or Google ads or Google LSA. SEO, social media, email marketing. And SEO you could do by yourself, but if you want to grow quicker, then if you have a budget, putting it in there, it works.
A big budget.
I feel
like nowadays.
You do need a big budget, especially if you're in the bigger metropolitan areas, New York, Chicago, LA.
Or businesses that are just very like broad, you want to say, maybe big. Like if someone's competing against how to build a website or something like that, forget about it.
Right.
You know,
somebody who's also been doing SEO for a specific keyword, like you just said, for the last 7-8 years, you're going to need tens of thousands of dollars monthly to grow that SEO for you to even get close to the first page
Yeah.
and get up there,
Yeah.
you know?
But with social media, you don't need much,
No.
right?
And what people, I don't know if a lot understand or realize that you can rank YouTube videos on Google now. And it's easier to rank a video that way than a blog post the traditional way before. Plus, Google is always changing. So now there's the map pack, there's the AdWords. So before you actually get to a specific unsponsored one-of-one natural SEO link, sometimes you're going to go through 10, 15 other links. And a lot of people don't understand that either. So you got to kind of need to know, what are you paying for with LSA or Google Ads versus true SEO?
Right. I mean, I think it's still easier to do ranking of YouTube because maybe not as many people are doing it, and it's harder to do it in a sense where you have to have the right video. Everybody could just write some stuff in a blog format, but not as many people can actually do a video. So there's less competition, which makes it easier to rank. But it's coming up there. It's getting more and more challenging every single month, even with the videos, you know?
Yeah.
And I think what YouTube wants is definitely like faces over just, you know,
The faceless.
the faceless videos. So now you have to get the user to engage in your video somehow. And if they just don't like your personality for whatever reason, you will have a tough time, right?
Right.
So it's not to say it's easy. That's for sure.
It's not. I mean, we've been doing it for 8 years now, and it's a struggle too because it's ever changing. Like Google changes their algorithm or whatever for SEO. Same with YouTube. Same with Facebook. Same with Instagram.
Yep.
Snapchat. It's all TikTok. You always have to stay on top of it. Going back to social media side of things, you don't have to be great at every single one. Like you don't have to be great with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat. Pick one and focus there.
And go all in, right?
And go all in. Also understanding that your video, just because it might go viral on TikTok, won't necessarily go viral on Instagram or YouTube Shorts or Facebook Reels, you know? So understanding that, and there's also making changes to fit the format of, well, TikTok's parameters are this, Instagram's a little bit different. So you have to tweak your videos also specifically to these platforms to really make sure you emphasize your maximum reach with
Right.
those.
And I think it's also important to have a plan of some sort, because just because a video gets, you know, 1 million views doesn't mean you're going to get any money out of that, right? If there's no plan behind it. And the importance of that is to know how to move the traffic over from that video to whatever it is that you want them to do, right?
Right.
Because if you're just literally going in for the views, it's going to be impossible to generate money off of that. You know, you'll make some, but it's not going to be a lot of money unless you're that top, I don't know, probably not even 1%. It's probably like 0.1%, you know,
Right.
that literally just make money off of views.
And also, you could repurpose content too every year, whether it's a holiday like Christmas or 4th of July that's coming up. Whether you're a product like a sunglass company and you want to make something go viral, right? Be like, well, our sunglasses are damn near indestructible. Record a video of you strapping your sunglasses to a firework, go set it off, and if they don't break, then you have a perfect video to go viral for your sunglasses.
Your product, yeah.
Or if you're a cleaning company, right, and you want to do something, throw a massive party in the backyard for 4th of July. Show like Project X style party. Crap everywhere. Red Solo cups, plates, everything. And then show like a snap of a finger and cleaning crew comes in.
For sure.
Takes care of it in 20 minutes and that's another video you got.
Yeah, there's just so many ideas you can do. It's just how much effort you want to put into it, right?
Right.
And then it's free or it just won't cost you a lot. But the potential is huge. Now, when do you think that shift happened where just everybody knew you have to go after social media? Because
It's been years now.
It's been years now. But there was that one shift, I feel like, that just everybody started doing it. Because there was, I think, it happened like 2020, 12. That's where it just started. Social media just started, right?
You know where I think the biggest change was?
COVID.
Exactly. The
That's what I
pandemic
think, too.
hit and everybody was stuck at home doing nothing but scrolling. And now the businesses that were already heavy in content on social media, they benefited.
They took it to the
massively.
next level.
They took it to the next level, absolutely. But then the businesses that were
just starting
or already started, but not on social media, they went in heavier then. And if you didn't, well, I don't know what the hell you were doing, because if you already been in business and don't have social profiles, you are seriously falling behind.
100%.
And again, even if you don't plan on posting every day, having the profile and staying consistently posting on there couple times a week is all it takes to show customers that you are reputable and that you care.
Right. That would be the biggest part of it, I think. If you're just showing the your customers that you're out there, you have to be posting. It doesn't have to be often, but if you're, on the social platform showing them that you're active, I think that goes a long way. And then it also depends on the strategy that you have, because sometimes posting once a month could be better than posting once a day, right?
Absolutely.
Depends
Quality over quantity as well. If you're like, I'm going to post every single day and I don't really care what it I do to an extent, but that line blurs, then posting once a week quality is going to go way better than every single day with crap.
Right. So we know content is key, right? When do you think content actually started? Because content technically has been around for hundreds of years, just in different ways.
It's been since you've had door-to-door salesmen, since you've had
newspapers.
Probably the 1800 World Fair here in Chicago, where there was a booth set up and people were pushing new inventions. The content was initially invented when products were made. Somebody selling you something, that's content. It's evolved over decades. And now that it's all digital, people automatically assume that it's just content has always been or has been around only since the digital age. It hasn't. It's been way longer.
Yeah,
it's
so
just
there's
evolved.
definitely been a time where it was, let's say, door to door was the king, right? Then it was maybe the newspaper that was the king. Then it was cable that maybe was the king. Right now, it's social media, right? Mm-hmm. So what do you think is going to be the next one? That one, I think, is a tough question. It's hard to tell.
VR, AR, virtual reality augmented. If these headsets continue to go where they have been, and this metaverse, whatever, where people are buying virtual property, if we're really going into the headset area, that's where it's going to go.
Which I hope not.
I hope not either. Digital billboards are now being way more prevalent everywhere, right? Instead of one standalone billboard, it's beneficial to own a digital one that you can cycle through every 10, 15 seconds and maximize the potential for that. There's a company, it's called Firefly. It's LED boards to put on top of Uber, Lyft, any rideshare cabs. It's digital billboards on top of those. And that's how drivers who do rideshare can make even more money by going to Firefly and getting one for your car. and making money that way. It's digital is here and it's gonna stay. It's just, where is it gonna evolve to next? Is it gonna be kind of like futuristic, like the Jetsons, where it's gonna pop up and be in front of you instead of on a screen? We don't know, but it's here.
It's here. Yeah, I think VR will be honestly the next thing, because the thing about social media now is you can leverage that for free, right? And you could reach so many people. There's not many of those kind of channels that have the same two benefits, right? Like if you go on the taxi, like you're saying, on those billboards, you have to pay for them, right?
Right.
So it costs money. The next one that will, like newspapers, you have to pay for it, right? So social media is the only one. Now, if you put on the glasses, it's going to be the same thing, just in a different format. It's going to be free. At least I believe it's going to be free, because if you're just scrolling through Instagram or whatever on the VR, I mean, it's going to be the same thing, right?
Right.
You think there's ever going to be something where Facebook decides to charge for content? Or you think they would go out of business?
I could see it.
You could see them charging?
I could see it. Especially if you're, I mean, is it kind of already there with Instagram, your favorite influencers? Now there's a paid section where you have to pay them monthly to be able to see that content.
Mm-hmm.
Are we kind of already there with that in a sense?
They're trying real hard.
They are. Any way to keep paying and get that money, which my biggest thing, curiosity-wise, old-fashioned cable and like DirecTV, Comcast, anybody who pays for it, where is that going to be in the next 20 years?
No idea.
That's going to be like interesting to see, because that's where traditional commercials are, right? Now we're all annoyed because we're kind of going back to cable in a sense.
With the commercials.
With not necessarily the commercials, but having Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Paramount, like every single one. CBS has their own. Like every single network now has made their own app with their own shows. And it's like,
you have to pay for 100 of them now.
and now it costs more than cable. So at this point, go back to freaking paying for cable and own them. But now you're at the mercy of Comcast or DirecTV and paying monthly for that. And that's only live TV. But what about paying and having the digital library that are on the apps, you know?
Right, like Netflix has their own shows. You have to subscribe to all of them to pay.
Exactly.
They got you. That's what it is. They got everybody.
I'll be curious to see if Facebook goes into the realm of Amazon Prime and making their own shows and movies and stuff like that.
Or just do a subscription now that if you want to use Facebook, you got to pay $2.99 or something a month.
Don't give them ideas, man. We're not going there, because honestly, that
I think it's coming.
there'll be a free version. There'll still be the free version, but then there's going to be like Facebook Pro, where you pay, let's say, $5 a month, and whatever they decide to put in there, they put in there.
First, it's going to start Facebook Pro, no ads. 5 years later, it's going to be like, we'll put the ads back in and still charge $2.99, because that's just how it goes. Like right now, Google, man, they are like one of my least favorite companies, because all they do is just try to stick ads everywhere they can, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I think now recently, within the last month, they just stuck it in, where Google Maps is. So like if you're an organic business that has been ranking there forever,
You're screwed.
you're screwed, because now they're going to put 2 ads in there, and in 2 years down the line, they're going to not do 2, but they're going to do 10, because it benefits their bottom line. You know what I mean? So it's like everything free slowly has been going away on Google. So that's almost all gone.
Their customer service is what?
Oh, all automated, all garbage.
It's all automated or all
Garbage.
help center. And YouTube is the same, because Google owns YouTube. So I know anytime we had issues, it would take us weeks to get our answer found and figured out, because they just don't give a shit. They don't care.
Yeah, so Facebook, I feel like social media, that they're going to do the same thing, you know, because they're always trying to figure out how to make more money.
I wonder what would happen first. Would Facebook introduce an Amazon like
TV?
shopping experience? No. Shopping experience or TV, or Amazon introducing a social media side of things, which I've already kind of started seeing. You can find fashion influencers or whatever influencers, and you could go through reels, basically, essentially
And
reels
buy.
on Amazon. So
And they're selling you something in the reels?
yeah, and it goes.
Like
The
shopping.
link goes instantly to their Amazon page, and now that influencer gets commission off of whatever you clicked on to buy, and
They're the whole affiliate in themselves, right?
Exactly.
Biggest affiliate in the world at that point.
between Amazon and Facebook, you could spend a whole 8 to 10 hours a day just on those two, and not get bored. It's insanity.
Their goal is for you to not
Leave.
work,
Not work and leave.
just scroll. So you're not making any money, but somehow they want to take all your money, you know, by
Yeah.
putting products in front of your face so you buy it all. It's crazy.
Subscription-based things they've been around for years, decades,
And now they're trying to really
but
push
now
everything
everything is going to be subscription-based. I mean, look at your cell phone contracts before. Phones, you would buy the phone initially or get the phone free, but you were locked into a 2-3 year contract. Now you're paying off the phone and you're not locked in a contract, but it's almost subscription based. Yeah, you're paying it down and you'll own it eventually within a couple of years. But it's pretty soon everything is going to be you're renting it all.